disgusting fly-infested donut shop in Friday After Next? Those were real flies. 10,000 of them. Production design.
Hey, how I look?
Like a damn snitch.
What?
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
So it's Samaj back in another video. Today we're about to be getting into a video by Studio Spill, and it's 12 weird facts about Friday After Next. So we're completing the trilogy on the reactions, man, to Friday. But I can't wait to get into this video. Yeah, I did have my mom film that video. Man, Friday got a special place in my heart. I just love all aspects of it. But let's get into the video.
Made his film debut and fought to remove a assault scene. Friday After Next was Katt Williams' first movie role ever. No small parts, no indie films, no warm-up. Straight into a franchise sequel, playing Money Mike the Pimp. And immediately, he had a problem. In the original script, Money Mike got in the bathroom by Terry Crews' character Damon. This was 2002.
Whoa. I mean, there was a lot that kind of insinuated that. I didn't even know they were trying to, like, you know, actually deal with that in the original script. That's fucking crazy. And I know, you know, Katt Williams, he ain't going for that shit.
He was a stand-up comedian with zero Hollywood power. He was nobody, and he stood up in front of studios, producers, and Ice Cube and said no. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy, and this comedy involves a and is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are, Williams explained years later.
True.
Think about that position. Your first movie. You're working with Ice Cube. New Line Cinema is writing the check, and you tell them the script is wrong. You risk everything. You say, if you would allow me, allow us to do this. Movie without a black man getting in it, I promise you, it will be twice as funny. They changed the scene. Money Mike still gets cornered in the bathroom. Damon still tries to assault him, but instead of being a Money Mike defends himself with a pair of pliers. The scene became darkly comedic instead of traumatic. Williams was right, and his first performance launched a career that's still going strong more than 20 years later.
Why don't you go get me something to drink, please? Thank you. Okay.
Bro, that's crazy. I'm glad bro stood up for himself, because that scene would have been a lot darker and a lot more unfunnier in a sense, because if you know the innuendos behind, because like you said, like that the R word is just never funny in like no type of situation. I don't understand how like fucking movies be having all those scenes in that. I don't know. Well, if it's about crime and shit and all of that, I can understand, but like for like a comedy, no, that shit's not funny, even for the 90s.
Number 2, Ice Cube. Wrote the script but says money. Mike's role was small until Williams made it bigger. Ice Cube wrote the entire Friday After Next script himself. Solo credit. No co-writer like DJ Pooh on the first film. But here's what Cube admitted in 2024 when all the behind-the-scenes drama came out. Money Mike wasn't supposed to be a big role. The role was written, but he enhanced it, Cube said. You know, Money Mike had a small role, you know, about as big as the Santa Claus role. But when we started filming, he was giving us such magic that we kept expanding his role and giving him more to do because he was on point. That's Hollywood code for we didn't know what we had. Katt Williams showed up and started improvising, started adding layers, started making Money Mike into something bigger than a small supporting character. And Ice Cube, who wrote, produced, and starred in the movie, recognized it was working and rewrote on the fly. So yes, Cube wrote the script, but Williams turned Money Mike from a minor pimp character into one of the most quotable roles in the entire trilogy. That's the difference between a written role and a performed role. Williams took the blueprint and built something nobody anticipated. Number 3, Terry Crews.
That's cool. You know how hard that is to do for like regular actors? You got to be like multi-talented and like have the genius brain to do all of that. Like, bro's a good thing for comedy, but like some comedians like in filming don't mix. You have to be you have to be like at least a good ass talent to get the best of both worlds, learning the film industry and the comic side of every, you know, being a comedian. But shit, give it up to Money Mike, man. He did his shit, man. Bro, I love that character.
Got the role after working as on-set security for Ice Cube. Before Friday After Next, Terry Crews was a former NFL player trying to make it as an actor. He'd had small roles, Battle Dome, The Sixth Day, an uncredited bit in Training Day, but nothing that launched a career. So he took work as on-set security for Ice Cube's productions. That's how you survive in LA when the acting jobs aren't coming. You do security. You paint portraits of your teammates. You hustle. Then Ice Cube saw him in Training Day. That one uncredited scene where Cruz is standing behind Denzel Washington during the King Kong Ain't Got Shit on Me breakdown. Ice Cube noticed, and when it came time to cast Damon for Friday After Next, Cube personally insisted Cruz audition. Cruz got the role, played a gay ex-convict who terrorizes Money Mike in the bathroom. It's over the top, it's uncomfortable, it's hilarious in the way only a 2002 comedy could be, and it worked. 2 years later, Cruz starred in White Chick. His performance caught Adam Sandler's attention, who rewrote a role in The Longest Yard specifically to cast him. That led to Idiocracy. Then Everybody Hates Chris. Then Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh,
Then
man.
hosting America's Got Talent. All of it traces back to Ice Cube watching Training Day and thinking, that security guard I hired should be in my movie.
Bro, this nigga is 2 for 2. This nigga Ice Cube got a eye for talent. That's why I call him a good producer and writer. Like, this is just crazy. He's 2 for 2. He discovered and put on my nigga Mike Epps and bro, Terry Crews, bro, that's just like a good ass eye for talent, bro. Especially working as a security guard and going there. That launched his career into the most impactful films too, and some of the shows. I fucking love Everybody Hates Chris.
Number 4, Marcus Rayboy was a music video director making his feature film debut. Director Marcus Rayboy spent the entire 1990s directing music videos. Mary J. Blige, Naughty by Nature, Run DMC, Ice Cube. He shot Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life. He worked with everyone in hip-hop, but he'd never directed a feature film. Ice Cube hired him anyway. Their relationship from music videos was strong enough that Cube trusted Rayboy to direct a $10 million comedy sequel.
That's cool.
Rayboy's music video background shows up everywhere in Friday After Next. The quick cuts, the visual. 5. Holy Moly Donuts used 10,000 real flies and extra air conditioning to keep them alive. The disgusting fly-infested donut shop in Friday After Next, those were real flies. 10,000 of them. Production designer Jeremy Alter didn't use CGI, didn't use animation. He brought in 10,000 actual flies and released them inside Kantaro Sushi, which the production team had transformed into Holy Moly Donuts. But here's the problem. Flies die quickly in closed spaces, so Alter had to install extra air conditioning units to cool the shop down and keep the flies alive long enough to film the scenes. Think about that logistics nightmare. You're managing the temperature of a room to optimize fly survival rates, while Ice Cube and Mike Epps try to act around thousands of insects buzzing in their faces. The real owner of Kantaro Sushi, Tadashi Oguma, shut down his restaurant for an entire month while filmmakers built the set. He and his wife had run the sushi restaurant since 1991. They watched their business get converted into the most disgusting donut shop in cinema history, complete with a giant F health rating and a sign that read, "For God's sake, don't eat here." Oguma's reaction? It was a perfect donut shop. 20 years later, fans still walk into Kantaro Sushi asking if it was the Holy Moly Donuts location. Oguma confirms it was, and if you look closely at the windows, you can still see dead flies stuck between the glass and the signage from filming. Number 6, Ricky Smiley audition.
I know that Friday is such an iconic fucking movie, but this shit leaving an impact on your restaurant like that and knowing that it was real flies and the fucking flies are still stuck in there to this day. Not everybody knows that. And I mean, everybody knows that it was a Holy Moly Donut shop from Friday, but they don't know those flies are generally dead real flies from all those years ago. Oh shit. Hey, he took a gamble. I guess it made his restaurant more famous, but shit, that's a weird, bad reputation.
For money, Mike Butt was cast as Santa Claus instead. Here's a fact that created a whole controversy in 2024. Ricky Smiley originally auditioned to play Money Mike, not Santa Claus. Smiley showed up in Los Angeles and auditioned alongside about 200 other black comedians for the role of the pimp. Katt Williams was one of those 200. Ice Cube watched all the auditions, and when he saw Ricky Smiley's take on Money Mike, he made a decision. Ricky did give Money Mike a shot, Ice Cube confirmed years later, but when we saw him and, we kind of saw how he moved and how he was auditioning, we decided that he would be a better, Santa Claus, which was, to me, the perfect casting. So they switched him. Smiley went from auditioning for the flashy pimp role to playing the crack-addicted burglar who steals Christmas presents while dressed as Santa. When Ice Cube saw Katt Williams audition, he knew immediately, that's Money Mike. Smiley himself admitted
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Funny Mike getting switched for the Santa Claus, bro, would have been weird, bro. I just can't see it now. But like, he played such a bad fucking crackhead Santa Claus. It was fucking hilarious. Like, he did a good job in his role too.
Pulled off Money Mike the way Williams did. Number 7. They filmed at Carson Plaza for 3 consecutive weeks. Filming at Carson Plaza, the strip mall at 1540 W Carson Saint on the Torrance-Duolay border, started on Monday, October 22nd, 2001, first day of principal photography, and they stayed there for 3 straight weeks. 3 weeks is an eternity for a
Shit.
location shoot. Most productions film at a location for a few days, maybe a week tops, then move on. But Carson Plaza appears in over a third of Friday After Next's runtime, so the production team essentially took over the entire strip mall. The location was perfect. Mid-century Googie architecture with an inclining roofline and cascading rock walls, big enough to shoot wide angles, showing all the fake businesses. Broder's BBQ, Pimps and Hoes, Holy Moly Donuts, Chrome Dome Wheels, Weave It Alone, Toys in the Hood, and most importantly, it was technically in the city of Los Angeles, not Torrance. Why does that matter? Because being in LA proper meant production designer Jeremy Alter could use LAPD officers he already knew for traffic control and security instead of dealing with Torrance PD. Small detail, huge impact on logistics. Most of the existing businesses agreed to close for 3 weeks with compensation. The exception was the liquor store, which wanted an outrageous amount of money to shut down, so they left it open during filming. No scenes took place inside anyway. Director Marcus Rayboy remembers Ice Cube scouting the location with the
I bet that liquor store regret not like, trying to get up on studios now because like your shit was barely even in there and you weren't really compensated. The whole plaza agreed to shut down, do their little shit, get paid for like 3 weeks. It's only 3 weeks of work, my nigga. And you never know what the movie gonna make, so you have to take that gamble at least. You go get compensation. You got money from a huge studio backing them up and you can't see that? Come on now.
creative team. We got there, and he was just taking it all in, looking up at the sign and looking all around. You could tell he was thinking about what he had scripted, and he could see it all. It really spoke to him. Number 8. Justin Pierce was written into the script, but died before filming. Justin Pierce
Oh,
played
man.
Roach in Next Friday, Day Day's skateboarding co-worker at the record store. He was funny. He was memorable. And Ice Cube wrote him into Friday After Next to work with Craig and Day Day as a security guard. Then, Justin Pierce hanged himself in his room at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas on July 10th, 2000. He was 25 years old. 2 suicide notes were found,
Rest in
but never
peace.
released publicly. Friday After Next didn't start filming until October 22nd, 2001, more than a year after Pierce's death. The role he was supposed to play was never recast. They just removed it from the script. This happens sometimes in Hollywood. An actor dies between sequels, and productions have to scramble. Usually they recast. Sometimes they write the character out with a line of dialogue. Friday After Next just quietly removed Roach from the story and moved on.
I'm glad they did that. It just wouldn't feel right if somebody was just like, just like quietly just replaced by another actor or somebody that looks just like him. It would have felt disrespectful to their memory. So at least, like I said in the last video, at least like Ice Cube is a real nigga and keeps it real and doesn't do nothing to like replace them. He respects their memory.
Pierce's death happened 6 months after Next Friday was released. He was in Vegas promoting the video release of the film. His performance in Next Friday was one of his last. His final film, Looking for Leonard, came out in 2002, 2 years after his death. Friday After Next proceeded without him. The security guard role he was supposed to play got absorbed into Craig and Day Day's storyline, and most fans have no idea Justin Pierce was ever supposed to be in the third film at all. Number 9. It's the only Friday film set at Christmas. The first Friday takes place on a regular Friday in South Central. Next Friday happens on another random Friday in the suburbs. But Friday After Next is the only film in the trilogy set during a specific holiday, Christmas Eve. Setting it at Christmas allowed Ice Cube to build the entire plot around a Santa Claus burglar stealing rent money and presents. It gave the film a ticking clock. They have until the end of Christmas Eve to get the money or face eviction, and it created the perfect excuse for a rent party finale. The Christmas setting also makes Friday After Next weirdly rewatchable during the holidays. It's nobody's idea of a traditional Christmas movie. There's
I'm not gonna lie, it is a traditional like thing. Like I find myself watching that shit around the Christmas time every time, and it just gets you in that nostalgic Christmas time. Christmas time feel. And bro, I couldn't agree with that.
No heartwarming message. Just Craig and Day Day getting robbed by a crack-addicted Santa and working security at a strip mall with a fly-infested donut shop. But it was released November 22nd, 2002, just in time for Thanksgiving weekend, and became a cult Christmas comedy anyway. People watch it every year alongside Die Hard and Home Alone. The franchise went regular Friday, another regular Friday, Christmas Friday. Then it stopped. Last Friday has been in development hell for over 20 years. Number 11. Mike Epps called asking to return less than an hour after Chris Tucker declined. Chris Tucker was asked to reprise Smokey for Friday After Next. He said no. Tucker had already turned down Next Friday for religious reasons. He wasn't going to curse and smoke weed on camera anymore. Less than an hour later, Mike Epps called, asking to reprise Day Day. That timing is wild. Tucker turns it down. Word gets out. Epps immediately calls. It's almost like Epps was waiting for confirmation that Tucker wasn't coming back so he could secure his own return. Epps had become the franchise's new co-star after Next Friday, and by Friday After Next, he was essential. The film couldn't exist without Day Day. When Tucker declined, Epps made sure Ice Cube knew he was available, and Ice Cube built the entire third film around Craig and Day Day working security together. Tucker
Hey man, that kind of creates more opportunities for him too. Literally, Mike Epps literally went on a whole like rampage into the film series and like other films right after this shit, bro.
Number 12. The Shady Palms apartment still exists. Craig and Day Day's apartment was filmed at the Shady Palms, 6950 Kester Avenue in Van Nuys. The building still stands. Fans still
What?
visit. The Santa chase scenes were shot at Center Street and West 12th in San Pedro. Carson Plaza is still in business. Kantaro Sushi is still serving customers. You can drive to Torrance right now and see every location from the film. Friday After Next didn't build sets.
I'm not gonna lie, in some way, like being in a movie setting Friday, I bet it kind of kept like the stores in business. I don't know about the apartments, but they definitely kept the stores in business.
For everything. They used real places. And 20 years later, those places have become pilgrimage sites for fans.
Dada, I always wanted me a Dada. Hell yeah. Extra medium.
Bonus. The DVD has an alternate ending where Santa is a homeless dad. In the theatrical version, Craig and Day Day catch the Santa burglar, beat him up, and get their stuff back. Justice served. But the DVD alternate ending tells a completely different story. Santa Claus is revealed to be a homeless man who was stealing gifts so his children could have a nice Christmas. When Craig, Day Day, and the others try to attack him, Santa's children show up and defend their father. The kids tell everyone to leave their dad alone. They don't need the stolen presents. They'd rather have nothing than see their father get hurt. Craig feels terrible. He realizes Santa wasn't just a crackhead burglar. He was a desperate father trying to give his kids Christmas. So Craig forgives him, lets them keep the presents, and everyone spends Christmas with Santa and his children. It's a completely different tone, heartwarming instead of vengeful. Ice Cube and the studio chose the theatrical ending because it's funnier, but they included the alternate ending on DVD for people who wanted something closer to an actual Christmas message.
They kept the theoretical version. It's just too fucking hilarious, but they put it on DVD. That was, I mean, if people wanted that type of feeling, they can watch the DVD version with the deleted scene. But oh my god, man, the Friday series has had such an impact on families, all the hood lives, and the culture. We do love the Friday series. I share same nickname with my nigga Day Day. Man, but this is really like the one of the best series out of all time. Well, hood series out of all time. So I definitely will be reviewing more hood movies from like maybe him and Studio Spill. So I'll be in the next video. Peace.